my children! Oh, such language. I apologize. Yeah, I'd go back for one of these too. And really, being a frequent visitor of hell myself, I can assure you there is a special place reserved for that kind of inhumanity. Pretty sure this is just the crate from Creepshow, but with more poop. You ever stop and think how much money this company has wasted trying to make these things a viable weapon? Don't get me wrong, I quite prefer them. But you'd think at this point they would just cut their losses and make some money with a bigger gun or something. Greatest warrior, greatest jerk-ass. But of course, the thing to remember about this is... Aha! You can go now. Sorry. Idiot. What's that? That does not fit with the continuity? Well, whenever you notice something like that, a wizard did it. What's that? You are surprised that I support American superheroes? My children, I may be a master of the macabre, but I am an American. Can't you tell by my American accent? So this version of Pennywise would go, waha, waha, waha. Little known fact about ghosts, they always use the emergency exits. Makes them less spooked. Personally though, I'd have gone for the eye patch. Always go for the pirate look. Ah, a YouTube commenter. On this, my children, is why 3D is not the best form of immersion. But having actual murder at the movie theater is. Hell is a clearance sale that has nothing you want. Daisy's going to have quite a time when someone gives her a lament configuration. Feels like this anthology should have been called The Burglars. Pretty sure this was the plot of Space Jam. An elegant solution that I approve of. That is how I wish Space Jam had ended. Oh, and I should note for those of you who enjoy your horror a little more blue, most of the swearing is censored. But really, what's so scary about naughty words anyway? This is the best adaptation of Cinderella ever. And yet he hasn't murdered him yet either. Did Freddy Krueger just find his true calling as a fast food manager? The only way to respect the dead at this point is if you think you should be their lunch. The wisdom of little kitties, my children. They got him, my children. They got him by the ass. Keep America safe. Watch horror movies, my children. Monsters are our country's greatest weapon. Which I have to admit, yeah, that's pretty freaking scary. And if you have a problem with me not wanting to repeat it, you're really going to argue with the undead ghoul who delights in dead things about what he will and won't say on his show. That's probably not going to help fix his marriage. Oh, wait! Ghost marriage! This is gonna turn out to be a Gordon Ramsay project called Haunted Kitchen or something, isn't it? Man, if you can't trust the Nazis these days, well, you could never trust them ever, because they're Nazis. Must have been desperate for an agent if he went with him after hearing that name. Yes, expensive cars exploding for no reason truly is one of those mysteries you can just shrug off, I guess. This is why I'd never make it in Hollywood, my children. Behold the secret origin of Stretch Armstrong. How typical. Just because they think the monster is ugly and not as ruggedly attractive as me, they're just afraid. Well, joke's on them. I think the monster's more handsome. Stop being such a jerk. You're gonna make Jerry and Sylvia back here cry. Peh, I was into the forces of darkness before it was cool. He's going to come out of it with a manuscript that just reads all work and no play leaves Jack a dull boy over and over. Nah, I'd read it. Then why the hell did you hire him in the first place? You think I eat the flesh of the living for fun? Well, okay, I do, but you get what you pay for. Because Mark 11:24 says that whatever we ask for in prayer shall be yours. And Bart prayed for a zombie apocalypse. Oh! And given the lightning bolt-shaped scar on her head, I'm guessing her nickname is Harry Potter. I've got to admit, my children, I'd be down for Freddy versus Pikachu. Well, at least he's a polite, hideous monstrosity. Okay, my children, you can't give me crap for pronunciation issues here. They keep changing how they spell this thing. Aw, look at it! It's so cute! Get it? It's like YouTube, but about death. This satire is so clever, it astounds even me, my children. Hadouken your brains! Really hope he made sure to use the bathroom when leaving the chair, too. Some people just couldn't appreciate unconventional romance in the old days. Now we have sex robots for exactly these occasions. No doubt the classic horror sounds of the night tape. I should know, we've used it on this show before as background noise. Having apparently survived that whole incident, none the worse for wear. Good for her. At least until they decided that really all monsters share the thing that unites us all. Killing people! As someone who loves many things, horror stories, skeletons, eating human flesh and blood, I've got to strongly disagree on this. Although, to be fair, it was really good tea. I think the mountain has missed the point of the game Operation. Why the hell was that even in this comic? Oh yeah, I always knew children could become skeletons on a whim. How do you think I met Sally here? It's like Pokemon, but with corpses. Remember, my children, it's good to love horror movies, but don't make other kids' lives into one. Well, this got uncomfortable fast. Definitely sounds like a story up my alley. Is there a comic adaptation? These people would have heart attacks if they ever went to a fetish club. Sounds more like a barbecue sauce. I get it! I withdraw my complaint. And it is, in fact, giant penguins. I am not joking, my children. Certainly not a name to go to pieces over. Look, my children, to be honest, 90% of being dead is really just about trolling people. My signature weapon is my teeth when I bite into flesh. We've all got our special talents. Well, like I said earlier, for the lols. I'm pretty sure this was a Rick and Morty episode. You're not a very smart scientist, are you? Well, they don't use that word, they use the G slur, but I will not. Because I actually care about language and word use, my children. How could I not when dealing with stories? Plus, I am not a racist, that helps. And that, my children, is the truest way to express your love to someone. Which is an acquired skill, my children. Most of the time, it's like trying to peel off a price sticker on a book, but I digress. I am beginning to notice a theme in this comic of large monsters and prejudices against them for just doing their job. This is a very creepy way of telling the cat she's won a new car. So already it sounds like an amazing film and that agent is an idiot. Yes, and you can trust people to be noble when they pull someone's brain out through their nose, stuff their organs in jars, and mummify them alive. Although frankly, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I think he looks so much better that way. I'm of two minds, my children. On one hand, nothing would make me happier than if you were all safe and sound, away from such sickening beings. But on the other hand, I would prefer he make with taking such sickening beings and putting bullets inside of them. It's a balancing act. You're still pining for some woman from 25 years ago who went with another guy? Good grief. That's going to be quite a surprising sight when we eventually set up a base on the moon. I guess there aren't that many pictures of butts on the internet. I prefer to think that in Friday the 13th Part 2, Muffin legitimately survived. What can I say, my children? I like dogs, especially hellhounds. Don't you just love family comedies, my children? Jason's heart was literally so evil that after he was blown up, people were inspired to eat said heart and get possessed by him. I think he may be a little more invincible than you.
Hey, I don't mind. Just means I get to talk about some more movies and maybe get a cash return of my own.
And yet you rent my space to do it.
Gotta spend money to make money.
If you really wanted to make some money, you should have filmed it over here for the rest of your show. My children love it!
They really didn't.
At least it's better than filming on that idiot's set.
Go to hell, Baba Dork.
Been there, done that, sold glow-in-the-dark t-shirts.
And how come you're okay with him using your set? You got all pissy when Linksano did.
Because he was using my Longbox and my show name. It's different. Besides, this guy actually talks about horror all the time, unlike some people I could name.
Why, thank you, strange makeup person.
It's not makeup.